What up, Xboxers? This is Sergio coming at you live from California. Welcome to my channel called Mexbox. I chose the name because, obviously I'm Mexican and I like Xbox, so that seemed like a no-brainer, right? So this is a brand new channel, mostly going to be about gaming commentary. I know I have to say commentary because there is a lot of drama up here on YouTube. And I don't want to be part of it. I'm just here basically to talk about gaming. Just gonna do like a weekly podcast, one of these little things, 20, 30 minutes tops. I got stuff to do, I got games to play. That's it. This whole thing started because I was uncertain which console to buy. And everybody hated on Xbox One, and I was like, what's going on? And this awesome dude named NextGen720 and Crap Gamer also were the only ones doing videos for Pro Xbox, and I did my research on both consoles, and I was like, let's go with it. Why not? So this channel is basically going to be me talking about games and cool stuff that I like about Xbox. And one thing that I am disappointed with a lot of YouTubers is they don't really go into things they like. They just comment on news, which you have to do it because it's like the trenches, you have to go out there and defend your brand. But, for instance, there's a lot of Halo backstory. They have novels, graphic novels, TV shows and stuff like that. There's a lot of lore behind Halo. I might want to check it out. My girlfriend gave me a bunch of books about Assassin's Creed. Same thing. I don't see a lot of YouTubers commenting about, the Templars and how they relate to modern society and just cool stuff like that. They just, go, well, I saw the new Assassin's Creed movie. It was so-and-so, blah. I want to focus on positive stuff, just because everybody else is doing negative stuff doesn't mean I don't enjoy my stuff, So, a little bit about me. Why did I decide to name this channel Mexbox? Well, I grew up in Mexico, and my first exposure to video games was my cousins. They had an Atari system in their home, and I was kind of perplexed by it because, I never seen one of those things before. In Mexico, we had access to the arcades. It was a lot cheaper for us little kids to get a few pesos, pop in some coins in the machines and be done with it. Our parents didn't have a lot of money to have a system in home. I grew up, middle class in Mexico, which by the U.S. standards would be poor, Anyways, long story short, my brothers were here in the U.S. and they liked me as a little kid, and they're like, "Hey, let's buy Sergio some gaming stuff," and they brought me from the U.S. to Mexico a Nintendo NES. And yes, I did ran into the first bad guy and died in Mario Brothers. That's a no gamer, right? It's a no-brainer for any gamer, basically. So that was my first system. I was one of the first kids to have an NES in his block, and I didn't have many games at first, but little by little, man, as little kids, there was like an underground market for sharing games on the NES. Oh man, it was a trip, because if your mom caught you playing something that was not yours, man, she would whoop your ass. Seriously, she'd be like, "Where did you get that game? Games are really expensive. You need to get your game." And, gotta be honest, when I was a kid, I was mad at my mom, but, I let some dude borrow my game, and by the time I went to get it, he let somebody else borrow it. So that's how games get lost, man. So anyways, that was my first game, an NES. Later on, when we moved to the US, I got a Sega Genesis. It was cool, kind of something different than NES. there was a video store next to us, and we used to rent games. The coolest thing about the Sega Genesis, Sega Channel. If you don't know what that is, oh man, your childhood was not complete, because Sega Channel was amazing. After that, I was in high school, and the choice between N64 and PlayStation 1 came up. I chose the PlayStation 1, because there are a lot of video games for PC that came, to PlayStation, heavily modified to fit, the console, and I had a lot of fun. After that, I was, really looking forward to the Dreamcast. And little corporate, battle between Sega and Sony. And we all know why the PlayStation 2 won. A lot of exclusives went to the PlayStation 2. And Sega was pretty much destroyed any kind of ambition to any console. I was kind of mad at PlayStation for doing that. I was like, man, that's cold. So when the Xbox was released, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I first played this game called Gunmetal on my friend's house, and it was basically like Robotech, the anime. You're, robot that turns into a plane and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, I want to play that game. So when I went to purchase my Xbox, I told the guy at the shop, I was like, hey, I want this video game where you're like a dude who turns into a plane. He's like, I don't know. Here, have this one. This one's selling really well. So he gave me Halo. I was like, okay, I'm sold. We used to do LAN parties with a freaking, Xbox. The first one. It's amazing. My Xbox OG named itself Donut in a LAN party. That was pretty awesome. That way you can differentiate between consoles. It was pretty awesome. I still have it. Interesting thing. I was living on my own, and my roommate was having issues with his Mac downstairs, his Mac computer. And he used to unplug the internet for all of us upstairs. Just because he was having issues with his PC or computer or Mac or whatever. And, I got fed up, so for one Christmas, I decided to get myself my own phone line to the same apartment and my own fast-speed internet to play Xbox Halo 2 online. Yeah, that was really pimp, but that's how much Xbox meant to me. I was actually working at Sears, selling refrigerators for commission, and I was making a pretty decent living, so I had subscription to Xbox Live, the magazine. I remember, strategizing on MSN Live Messenger on the PC, having a headset for Xbox Live, and just doing amazing stuff on Halo. It was pretty damn epic. One of the best epic moments in Halo 2 online was me and my friends stayed up until like 4 a.m. We were talking to this army dude in Alaska. Awesome stuff. We were just talking. That's when I realized this is something cool that, expands your horizons. You talk to people from all over the world, and it's awesome. All right, so cut to the next gen. I didn't actually play the 360 or PlayStation 3 for several years. I was focusing on, my life, losing weight, getting girlfriends, going to clubs, living in the city, all that cool stuff. And it was fun, but I did miss gaming. So I wanted to go back into gaming. And then the Sony hacking happened. And Sony stock was going down, like a lot. And I felt really bad for Sony. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a PlayStation 3. I feel bad for you, Sony. Yeah. And the games that brought me to life gaming-wise was the Ezio trilogy. I actually played those in Spanish, just because the option was there, and I was blown away. Subsequently, I played Assassin's Creed Unity in French, and I was pretty content with it. And it made me want to travel to France, and I did. But anyways, so I bought a PlayStation 3, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I had a couple friends playing there, but something was missing. I didn't feel like I belong. So I got myself an X1 when the next generation became available. I couldn't really afford it when it first came out. For Christmas wise, I had the option of buying myself an Xbox One or getting a 360 and having money left over to buy the whole family presents. So I chose to be benign and chose to buy a 360 and buy my friends and family presents. So that was cool. Anyways, so yeah, that's a little bit about me. Now, I'm going to just kind of touch upon a couple things that happen in the Xbox community. One of the things that really is exciting is that the new software and hardware were kind of shown a little bit for the Xbox Scorpio at the CES conference recently. And that thing looks nice. Scorpio looks really nice. I guess there was some drama because people that don't like Xbox were mad that Ryzen was featuring Xbox. Again, I don't want to get into it, but I am buying Scorpio. I can't wait for E3. I happen to have 3 Xbox Ones. One in the living room, the big screen TV. One in my bedroom and one in the guest room. So it's kind of nice. Everybody has a gaming device in their room, which is pretty damn good. The other thing I want to touch upon, it's, Mass Effect Andromeda. People seem to, have issues with it being 900p on Xbox One and 1080p on PlayStation 4. However, if you remember the way Assassin's Creed Unity was on both consoles, you remember that it played better on Xbox One. It had a lot less glitches, and it was better. I'm just focused on how the gameplay is, and if I have to play it in 900p to get a better game, I don't have a problem with it. So I am excited because with Xbox One, we get to play it first with EA Access. That's right. And again, trying to stay positive because why the hell not, right? A lot of people, are negative and they're like, well, you don't have games to play at the beginning of the year. It's a dry, month, blah. And my response is like, dude, I just got tons of games during the, Christmas sale. Why do you call it a dry season? You're playing everything that you got for Christmas, right? So, again, haters gonna hate. Gamers are gonna game. Simple. I did write a top 10 blog that I will include in the description of my top 10 games of 2016. I like gaming for a lot of different reasons, and I like variety. My number 10 choice was Inside. It's kind of indie, but if you turn off all the lights and you have good surround sound, I don't know, this nice little side-scroller puzzler game is really fun. My 9 choice was Recore, obviously, really good platformer for 3D. 8 was Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. 7, Dark Souls 3. 6, Doom. Now, Doom, oh man, it reminded me of last year's, 2015 Mad Max video game that was kind of an underdog and unknown. I ended up playing a lot of Mad Max, so Doom definitely reminded me of that one. 5, Forza Motorsport 3. Oh man, I'm actually saving for a 4K TV, 70-inch, with HDR. Yeah, I could have bought it over Christmas, but again, I had to buy presents for a lot of people. Number 4 was Battlefield 1. Man, that thing is beautiful, you know. Number 3 was Final Fantasy 15. I think it's one of my favorite ones since 7. Now that 7 Remake is rumored to also come to Xbox One, we're going to have a nice little showdown. My second favorite game of the year was Gears of War 4. Oh, man. I played that one and beat it like in 3 to 4 days because I was playing nonstop. One of the things that it blew me away was how smooth everything was. You know, I suck at the online mode, but yeah, the horde mode with friends, it can be pretty cool. And my favorite game of the year was Quantum Break. Believe it or not, it's one of those games that I never thought I'd play as a kid. You know, if you've been gaming for a while, you know, you'd be like, wow. The gameplay is really, really awesome. Keeps you on your toes. You have to keep thinking. You have to keep moving. It's amazing. I like the cinematic, grainy quality to it. It really allowed me to appreciate all the lighting and effects. I heard there was 7 layers being rendered every time you were gaming in there. It's pretty awesome. The story is brilliant, smart, complex, dark. It's really dark. Now, the TV show, man, that came with it. I love it. I kind of wish that the TV show was separate and that it would be on Netflix so that everybody can enjoy it. You know, like mom and pops who don't game, or people who, you know, need like quick time event type of games because they're too tired to game. You know, that would be perfect. Anyways, so those are my games of the year. Now, before I log off, I'm rambling on for almost 17 minutes here. I want to give a big shout out to all the awesome Xbox community out there. You know, I already mentioned Crap Gamer and Next Gen 720, but also, you know, Gamers Know Best, Mooch. Oh man, we miss you, Mooch. Also, you know, Xbox Nation, She-Wolf. I mean, if you don't know who these people are, there's a lot of awesome people. Also on Facebook, there's this awesome group of people. You know, mostly Xbox peeps. You'll find us over at the World of Xbox and Windows 10% DX/men of the Xbox. Really good community, really good friendly people. Go over there and visit them. It's a nice plug. And yeah, you know, I think this is about it. I will be doing more, you know, uploading videos and stuff. But yeah, mostly this is kind of the format that I want to go. I want to make something that you listen to on your way to work, you download it on iTunes. That feature will be available later on. I might do some podcasts, but for the most part, I really want to stay away from the drama. You know, but you'll see me on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Most of the time, I just want to talk about cool stuff. And there will be another video about all this in Spanish, mostly because the Xbox is selling really well in South America. And I want to be able to help out people wherever I can to make sure that people have a good time with the Xbox. All right, Xboxers, stay awesome. I'll see you later.